So I'm starting my Rapunzel finger drawing and coloring with her face. And the first thing I am doing is a curvy line up for the base of her face, and then I'm going to do another curvy line but for the eyes. Oopsies, that didn't quite go well. I hope you're doing this on pencil or on your iPad application so you can redo lines. And here we go. And then an inverted curvy line or a chubby U to be the bottom of the eye. And this is really fun to do on your iPad if you're drawing in an application, but you can do this on paper as well, and it's just as fun. Then I do another circle and then a U shape and then another little circle, sort of, just to leave those white spots on the eye. So now I am going to do the other eye. There we go. And that's what we got so far. Now let's do the eyebrows, and those are just two lines arced a little bit up, and the nose is just a tiny line. Now let's do the mouth. Yeah, just a little tilted to the side line, and that will do. For the hair, I'm just doing a curvy line, kind of closing into her face. And if you're doing this on crayons or paper, remember you can always erase or fix little mistakes as you color, which is what I often do. But right now, I'm just finger drawing and I'm just gonna give her some crazy hair because it's Rapunzel, and what else could it be? Rapunzel. Alright, so I'm just doing some huge lines, and right now I'm just fixing another mistake, but as you saw, I was just doing some lines very exaggerated, and then I will just be repeating. I'm going to be repeating those lines. As you see, I have the two lines that look exactly the same, but that's kind of to give her the sense of, oh, that's a string of hair, and I'm just gonna be doing that all around. For the neck and the chest line, I just did some curvy lines. Now I'm going to do the front of her dress, just a V shape and some circles for the sleeves of her dress, that puffy dress that looks like a, I don't know, like a Sweet 16 kind of dress, possibly, maybe. It's alright, it's Rapunzel and she can do whatever she wants. So now I'm just doing some details here with my finger, and it's really difficult for some reason because I'm doing this in a tiny iPad, the iPad mini too, so it's really small, but that's alright. So here we go, that's what I did for the dress, just some lines like that. Let's take a look. Now I am going to do something crazy. Just kidding. I'm just gonna erase that little line that I made by mistake on her skirt on the right side. So I'm just looking for an eraser and gonna make that smaller. And let's fix this little detail. If you're doing this on pencil, of course, it will be easier for you to do. In my case, it's just my little finger, and it's a little messy, but it's super fun when you're doing iPad drawings. So I will recommend it just to do it for fun, as an exercise to kind of, it's a finger workout, you know, because you have to do a lot of motions and stuff. I found that like it really helps with your hand motricity, I mean like the motions of your hand. Alright, so I did the arm and the hand. Now let's do the other one. And I think she's gonna be holding her hand like, yeah, what's up? That's right, I'm here, I'm Rapunzel, look at all this hair. Let's do that again. Just some pointy lines, line down, and a line like this, simulating her hand being like folded. Alright. Now let's just do some wavy lines, and that's kind of like the lace that Rapunzel has on her dress, on her cutesy dress. And I'm just gonna do some lines down all the way down the dress, and there we go. That's what we got so far. What do you think? Now, the legs, I forgot. She has legs, so let's do that. So this is what I'm doing, just a couple of lines. Let's do that again. Slower. Yay! I like that. Okay, now let's do the right one. So you could do something like this if you want to. So let's finish this leg up. Ooh, that's too skinny, isn't it? So I'm just gonna start over. There we go. Easy peasy. Run, Rapunzel! Run, Rapunzel! Run! Yay! Alright, now let's do some wavy lines for the hair. I'm just gonna do it freestyle. Some wavy, curvy lines all the way up her head and all the way to the bottom. Look at that hair. Alright. So that's what we have so far. What do you think? Not too bad, right? For a finger drawing, I will say so. If you think so, well, I guess we agree. Alright. So I'm just gonna go around fixing little details, and if you're doing this on paper with a pencil, you can do the same. Remember, you can pause this video at any time you like, so you can follow along and stuff. And if you're doing this on your iPad, remember you can make this video smaller in the corner and use your drawing application at the same time. How awesome! We could be drawing together, finger drawing in our iPad applications, and you can still see the video if you minimize this into the corner. Okay, look at us, so high tech. And I'm just gonna do more strands of hair because it's having a good hair day, I think so. So that's our little Rapunzel, and I like her. I think she's looking good. Now let's start coloring. For her hair, as you saw, I have chosen yellowish golden color, which if you're doing this with crayons, I guess you can mix a little bit of a orange, light orange, without pressing too hard as you are coloring. And on your iPad, you can reduce the opacity of your brush, which is what I did. And if you're doing this with pencil colors, well, you can use sort of a goldish yellow, a yellow that is not neon, it's not bright as the sun, it's more orangey, sort of goldish, like this color you see right here. So it's not like gold, but it's not like orange. So I'm just gonna go around doing a little shading, meaning just casting a little bit of a layer. Casting, you know, I feel like a sorceress, like it's like a spell. I'm casting the color spell of Rapunzel. I don't know what I'm talking about. I guess what I mean is like I'm just going around doing a little bit of coloring here and there because I am going to be using a brighter shade later and a darker shade later, as you see on our little Rapunzel in the corner right there. And I think that gives her a little bit more of a fun look, and you can see how long her hair truly is. If you had one color, it sort of looks like somebody just puked on Rapunzel, I think. And, well, it's not like somebody puked on her, but you know, it's just like a blob of color. But if you give her different kinds of shades in the end and on top, gives her a little bit more of a defined color scheme on her hair, and I like it better, if that makes sense. If not, just ignore me and color it in one single color, because you can do it whatever you want as you're drawing. For me, I just told you what I like to do with my Rapunzel's hair. Alright, so now I am using a brighter shade of I forgot the name of the color. Yellow, yes. And I was gonna say orange, but it's yellow, of course. And I'm just going around, sort of giving her highlights. I don't know if you can see, but there is a difference. It's like she went to the hair salon and she was like, hey girl, give me some highlights. And then I was like, okay, I'll give you some highlights. Let's grab my orange marker, or my orange, or my yellow color. So that's what we're doing. So I'm just doing the same thing I was doing before, just going around coloring like lines in another shade. And if I'm going over, since I'm finger drawing with my iPad application, I'm just gonna forget about it and delete that later with an eraser or with white paint. You can do that on an iPad. So if you're doing this on paper, well, you have to be more careful. But remember, you can always have two drawings, one for practice and one more for realsies, where you are more careful. It's always fun and a good exercise. Alright, so now I did a little bit of a darker shade of yellow in the tips of the hair. It's that she has some kind of ombre color thing going on in her hair, but I just wanted it to look like a little bit defined where it ends, and it's not like just like a huge line of yellow never ending. So for me this was more fun, if that makes sense. And I feel like I haven't stopped talking, so it's okay if we want to pause this video and color a little bit and rest from all my talking. I understand, it's okay, you can do that. Anyways, for the color of her skin, I'm just using a peach color, kind of like pinkish, peachy. And I am going to use a little bit of a pink, there we go, to give her some blush on her cheeks. So I am doing the eyes, and I'm just gonna color them green, a medium shade of green. Let's do that. Let's see, I don't know, I'm coloring but I don't see it moving. Oopsies, I guess it did it by itself. And here we go. So we have a layer of green, and now I am using a lighter, brighter shade of green, and I'm just gonna do it in the corners of the outside of each eye. And now I'm gonna use a black color. Ta-da! Spooky, right? I don't know why it's a little spooky to me every time I do that. I don't know, I think of scary movies for some reason. Alright. Okay, that is looking good. So now I'm gonna use the white color to do some dots inside her eyes, inside of the black area. And there we go. Let's use a bigger brush. Oopsies, it's not working. Okay, so here we go. One dot, another dot. Let's do the little dots again, because they're not quite well defined, and I guess they're not really dots, they're sort of, yeah, they're dots. Let's go with it. Let's roll, people. Okay. Our girl is looking pretty cute, if you ask me. So now it's time to move on, and I'm gonna give her a little bit of a nice shadow, just a tiny bit of a color above her eyes on the eyelid. And there we go, she has eyeshadow. Looking pretty. Well, you could do that or you could not do that. It's up to you. I think I'm gonna keep my mind. So now I am going to color her dress, and I'm using a purple, a medium purple, and I'm just gonna go crazy putting purple all over. And with a lighter purple, I'm just doing some light lines on her sleeves. And I'm gonna do the center of the dress, the chest area, with that lighter purple. Okay, now let's do the bottom of the dress. And let's go crazy, purple. Let's go Barney on Rapunzel's dress. Yeah, this color reminds me of Barney. Was that the name of the dinosaur? Barney? Bernie? Barney? I think it was Barney. Oh my god, I cannot remember. But you know which one, the purple one. Kind of reminds me of that color. So there we go, almost done. Come on, Rapunzel! Oh my god, that sounded almost like Mickey Mouse, didn't it? Alright. Ah. So what do you think? Well, I did also some freckles with with my tiny pink brush. I'm doing some eyelashes because a girl has to have eyelashes, and I'm doing huge eyelashes. Dinosaur eyelashes. And I'm just retracing some of the lines on her eyes to make them pop a little bit more. And there we go. Okay. Call me crazy, but I don't think this is too bad for a finger drawing. Just using one finger we did this, and I hope you were doing this on your iPad. But if you were doing this on color or crayons, you can have a lot of fun doing this. So I hope you like this video, and if you do, please do subscribe. We also have tutorials about how to draw awesome cute things on paper. For now, I just wanted to finger draw this Rapunzel art challenge. So I guess I will see you guys later. Oh, and look at this. Let's go dramatic. She's having a makeover. Next thing you know, her skin is gonna be green, just like her eyes. Just kidding. I'm not gonna do that. But I hope you had fun. I will see you guys next time. Somebody take this away from me because I'm going crazy. Bye!
Eat your cookies.